And here is the man in the middle of it, Agbadu, who maybe didn't get some of the headlines from some of the other January signings in the Premier League, but he has been terrific for Wolves, having arrived from Reims in League One, or Ligue 1 in France, and been a major reason why they have been able to finish so far clear of Leicester and Ipswich and Southampton.
Yeah, it's amazing that there are bargains to be had, for sure, right across the world, isn't it?
Oh,
Here's one.
Cunha has gone beyond Molineux and runs to the edge of the box and shoots. Nobody closed him down and he's put it wide. Leicester allowed one of the most informed players in the league there to run 50, 60 yards and get a shot away. And Mads Hermansen will be very relieved that that was off target.
Well, just prior to that great turn, receiving the ball turning.
Anyway, the game goes on. Ait Nouri will bring it forward into Cunha. I was going to say, is all three promoted sides from last season. Leicester scored tons of goals. Ipswich and Southampton, tons of goals. You look now at the way they're all playing, actually, and they are all sat in a fairly low defensive block. And I guess for all three clubs next season, Matt, and the summer, it's going to be important. And how, question for you as a former player, how hard is it to get out of one mindset and go to another in terms of start attacking again and dominating the ball again, which you would expect next season? I'll let you answer it after Ait Nouri has his latest attack, and he crosses in, and Cunha's there to poke home from 4 or 5 yards. That's been coming. Ait Nouri doing the damage. Cunha was all alone, and it was a very simple finish. He celebrates in front of the Wolves fans, and they lead after 33 minutes.
Well, they talked about the strike coming that would have an air of inevitability about it, and so it has turned out to be, because Ait Nouri is getting more and more space down this left-hand side, which will come to the annoyance of Wout van Nistelrooy, I think. I think that's part of the reason why Molineux, in his mind, hasn't started as regularly as some would like. A week's a long time, and a close season is a very long time in football, isn't it? But yeah, I think you have to. That's where I think Eze Maresca, without distracting from this game, did an excellent job.
Oh, cross comes in. Strand Larsen's put it wide. Well, the ball's in midfield as we were chatting there, and then in a flash, Wolves did attack. Brilliant cross from Cunha. And Strand Larsen, I think, will think he should have scored from, well, about the penalty spot.
Yeah, it was past the near post.
But Andre beats Ndidi, and then with the outside of his boot lays it to Ait Nouri. First attack really for Wolves in this second half. Ait Nouri shoots, blocked by his own man, comes back to Cunha, his efforts blocked, and then Strand Larsen somehow misses from a yard out. That's a remarkable miss from Jørgen Strand Larsen. Leicester just could not clear their lines there, and they're still in the game, but only thanks to Wolves' number 9.
Well, it looked worrying, didn't it, as soon as the ball was won in midfield there by Andre, I think it was on that occasion, wasn't it? And he strode forward. A couple of tip balls there in midfield, aren't they?
Here is Ait Nouri, another. Back to Andre, who arrived from Fluminense, one of the big clubs in Brazil. Ait Nouri able to quiff turn away from Jamie Vardy. Up it goes to João Gomes, and wide now to Nelson Semedo. Thomas with the block and then wins it back, and Ayew feeds it on to El Canouse. El Canouse can run at the Wolves defence, and he'll shoot here. Oh, it's a beautiful curling effort which is wide. Very similar moment there to his goal at Tottenham, actually, back in January. He went for a similar finish and he couldn't quite get it on target, otherwise it would have been 1-1.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that, what you just mentioned. That effort was a little bit lower, if memory serves me right, bounced into the far corner. This one more lofted. In fairness, goalkeeper Sarr.
Cunha has fed Strand Larsen, who's in, 2-0. And seconds after Leicester might have equalised, that's the game. And that is the Premier League. It is ruthless. Great finish from Strand Larsen, made by Cunha. And Leicester are surely heading to another Premier League defeat.
Fair to say Leicester have conceded a fair number of goals in many ways, many different ways this season, but that's been a little bit of a theme as well, though. Lack of concentration at vital times. You've gone forward, you've committed players forward to a level, not overly in terms of numbers, but all of a sudden you're thinking about what might have been, and then you've got to deal with what is happening to you, and they haven't reacted or communicated well enough and been exposed. Good play by Wolves, you have to say. That man Cunha at the heart of it. The quality performer, the weight of pass.
Before today, they'd won 5 top-flight matches for the first time since a run of 6 in 1970-71. So that's the heights they're hitting at the moment. El Khanous, Vardy gets there ahead of Sarr, goes round the goalkeeper, goes over, wins a penalty. In the week, the Leicester's greatest player announced he was leaving. He may well have won a penalty, and you can be sure he will be taking it if it stands.
Yeah, I think that could be a considerably big if. He's onside. The angle of delivery, it's one of those. A lot of people will say, yeah, blatant penalty. He touched the ball past the advancing Sarr. Sarr puts a leg out.
Jose Sarr, all in pink, takes a sip and will make Jamie Vardy wait. 2-0 to Wolves, but this moment much more important in a way than the score. Vardy looks at the ball, stares down the Wolves goalkeeper, and here he comes, right-footed, saved by Jose Sarr, and it's not goal number 199, and it's not a goal to end what has been a very emotional week for Jamie Vardy and for everybody of Leicester City persuasion. It's still 2-0.
Oh, wow. Quite flexible, that front three. Cunha's popped up on the right-hand side for a few moments. On the ball now in a dangerous position. Here
is Cunha, plays it through to Rodrigo Gomez. That might be one of his first touches, and he's shot wide. Clear sight of goal in front of the Sir Jack Hayward stand. And it comes to nothing, but again, that was quite similar to their second goal. Very quickly they're able to play through Leicester there very dangerously.
Well, again, Cunha at the heart of it. They do a great job there in midfield, the two of them. Sort of dynamic. Well, I said that about Aït-Nouri and Cunha, didn't I? Dynamic duo, but those two probably fit the bill more. A couple of Duracell batteries in the middle of the park for Wolves, but yeah, what a couple of good recruits they are, well, as is this man.
Brilliant ball from Sarabia to release Cunha. He's up against Cody. He plays it back to Rodrigo Gomez, who slams home Wolves' third. Cut through Leicester once more. It's a very good goal. 6 wins in a row for Wolves, and you can see why. Leicester are well beaten now.
Well, Wolves seem confident enough to sort of pick and choose their moments, don't they? They know there's an element of superiority between themselves and Leicester this afternoon, with the confidence that they possess and Leicester don't. And you have to say the quality that they possess, and on recent showing that Leicester don't. I mean, Cunha again, so graceful. He's such a balanced player, but in his mind as well there. He could try and be the superstar of the day by doing some elaborate, eccentric, over-ambitious pieces of play. He has that capability, but he doesn't need to. And that, in a different but subtle way, makes him the star of the show. Listen, Leicester have... they're moving forward this time. Oh, Mongo, great feet, but...
Great feet, doesn't win a free kick on the edge of the box.
Yeah, there was contact there, but he probably lost control of the ball at the same time. But Leicester have tried as best they can to stay in the game, but ultimately, the morale is down and the confidence is so low, it's so difficult to stir themselves properly.
Here goes Guedes at the other end, outside of the boot. curls wide. Could have passed a 3 on his left shoulder, but he took the effort on and he couldn't make it forward what might be the last meaningful touch.